I'm here with Kai, Fnatic's Hanni. They did pretty well day one, 5-1, tied for first. How do you feel right now?
I'm quite happy with our results for today. I guess we didn't really expect it. Like, we hope to do well, of course. But yeah, after the Navi game, which was probably the most important to win, and also like as it is the first game into the day, very important overall to win that game. It gave us a lot of confidence for the following matches.
And you guys are now 5-1. You're tied with DK. Do you guys expect the Chinese team to not be doing as well as they are? I mean, right now, in the top 6, there's only 2 Chinese teams. Why do you think that is?
I think they haven't really adapted yet to the entire pool of heroes that are played, in my opinion. And usually that draft is very solid. The gameplay is very solid, but there's just like certain areas of the game that is not explored in the Chinese scene, which is like one example is the whole Wisp is barely picked ever, and the other one would be that there's never contesting ever. Like, very rarely you would see contesting from Chinese teams.
What do you mean by contesting?
Like that you would contest with a tri lane against their safe lane, like against a safe lane. They usually don't have that option. They just don't go for it, which is, I think, to be frank, it's just you undermine a certain potential. And in my opinion, like if you want to be the best team, you have to have the entire pattern.
So we came into the day. I think everyone looked at Group A and just saw DK, LGD, and Na'Vi, and they just kind of said, "Oh, it's going to be a fight to see who's fourth." And now we look at the standings, and it's you guys and Dignitas, above the other teams. Do you think they might have underestimated you a little bit?
I don't think Na'Vi underestimated us. Like, we scrimmed them, and it was quite even in the scrims. Of course, you don't know too much how much they actually show in their strats, but usually when you play, especially in the earlier, like let's say the earlier past month, you would want to practice something you actually want to get consistent in. So I think Na'Vi didn't see us as a walkover at all.
And what about the Chinese teams?
The Chinese teams, I actually think for us we have sort of a better spot just because we're not known too much in the Chinese scene. We haven't been to China, unlike Alliance, which of course has a lot of respect in the Chinese scene, and so does Na'Vi. So it might be like a better card for us just because they don't know too much about us.
So tomorrow you have 2 of the most difficult Chinese teams in the entire tournament. You have LGD and DK. I don't know if you play them tomorrow or the next day. I'm not sure. But what's the approach going in there, and how do you feel about your chances against them?
Well, obviously we're going to go from game to game and hoping to get a good start again, which helps for the day. And LGD China is really strong. Like, they are really strong. We played them we at the bootcamp time, and we had chance of winning. It was sort of even, but it's a tough opponent for sure. I can't say too much about DK as we haven't really practiced them at all. We of course going to learn from today's games what they prefer, and yeah.
Can we take a look at the Dignitas versus LGD games?
Oh, we haven't yet. We haven't had the chance.
They rolled them in game 1. It was pretty surprising, but maybe the Western teams are maybe they're just better. Who knows?
Maybe.
How did you guys feel coming out of your boot camp? Did you feel it was a good experience? How would you rate it?
I'd say if I'd go from the first and the second half of it, like we had an entire 2 months, a little less, but the first month was quite bad. Like, we had to learn a lot, we had to gather a lot, as we haven't had 5 people together in over 4 months. So we had to stick together, but I'd say, like, especially the last 2 weeks helped us a lot. Like, last 2 weeks to the international, they helped us a lot to stick together and actually know what is our strength, and especially also knowing what is the most important to win a game. And what we kind of took from it is that the only way you can win is pretty much if you have no like if you pretty much stick as a team, and they can't be an enemy within the team. One person gets emo or doesn't feel like it, then the entire team is screwed, and you can't win from that.
So after looking at these results and what's happened the first day, how do you feel about an international in general? How Valve's treating you guys, the format, all that kind of thing?
Well, you go into this tournament and you just expect the best, and so far we have gotten the best. Every day has been pretty much perfect. You couldn't have asked for more, and I think it's an enjoyment for any player that gets here.
And let's talk a little bit outside of Dota, since we can relax a bit after such a good first day. What do you guys do for 2 months outside of Dota? Like, what do you guys do for fun?
Well, Serbia is actually quite a nice party place. We it's known. Let's say it's known for its nightlife.
Really? Where?
It is in Belgrade. Like, we stood in Belgrade, and they have sort of during the summertime, they have boats, like party boats, on the entire
party
river.
Boats?
Yes.
Nice.
And it's actually quite nice. It really is nice. Then, I mean, the city itself is worth watching. Like, sightseeing is not a bad thing there at all. And yeah, of course, it has its downside as well. Like, for me in Start, the biggest struggle was finding a supermarket that actually has stuff that I want to purchase. And when certain things you can, like Belgrade especially, like they have the bigger supermarkets, but it's hard to get there. For us, we didn't have a car. Sure, you can like once in a while get there by a cab or whatnot.
Like, what do you need to buy?
Like a typical supermarket in Belgrade is the size of like 10 times 10 meters. Like it's really small. Like it's like a corner store, like a kiosk, and that's it. That's the concept, and then you just get certain types of meat and certain types of noodles and rice, and there's just the variation is just not there.
So have you been to the US before?
Yes. My girlfriend is American.
Oh, long distance. How do you make that work?
It works. I mean, right before the boot camp, I was actually in LA to be at her place. And
LA, huh? What do you think of LA?
it's great.
Did you go out? Where'd you guys go?
Yeah.
See any famous places?
I mean, she has friends over in Santa Monica, so we went out there and like pretty much we enjoyed the entire time there. It was great.
What do you think of America?
I love America. I really do, actually.
We have big supermarkets.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
You do?
And we have good food.
Is that
Freedom.
Is that Heil America?
Yeah. So, is it tough having a girlfriend? Or does she understand Dota? She's a Dota player.
She plays Dota as well, just casually. But
And she understands when you have to practice and all that kind of stuff. That's good.
yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of rough in the last 2 months, obviously, because you have all your focus on Dota, and then like especially with the time change, like finding time is gonna be really hard.
A lot of Skype.
Yeah, and then you're super exhausted as well. Like when you scrim for 10 hours a day, and then you want to Skype, and actually I feel like I just want to get off the computer, do something else, because you're sitting pretty much in front of a screen for an entire day.
Well, it seems to be paying off, right?
Yes.
You never want to go into a tournament thinking maybe we could have practiced more or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I told myself before the boot camp, that I don't have the impression of like I have to tell myself after the tournament, no matter how far you get, that I could have done more at the boot camp. And I think we achieved what we wanted. It worked for us, and I couldn't say we could have done better. We did just as much as we could.
I'm going to ask you a few questions about your teammates. Who's the most fun living with?
The most fun, I'd say Trixie.
Why?
Well, everyone is sort of fun. We enjoy ourselves, like, I think more than any other team, really. Like, our bonding between us is super high. Like, it's incredible. Like, we can hang out. I think it's rare for us, for example, like in comparison to other teams, like 2 months of boot camp would not work for everyone. It really wouldn't. And
Teams would kill each other by the end of it.
exactly. And I mean, we had our downtimes as well, but overall, we lived together like a family in a way, really. But why I would say Trixie is the most fun. I mean, he's in my age range, so we understand
How old
each
are
other.
you?
I'm 23, and we understand each other like very well. And he's also the one he's my party animal partner.
He's your bro. He's your party bro.
Yeah.
So you're 23. Did you go to college? Did you graduate?
Yeah, actually, I'm mid college then, but now
You can take 2 months off.
I have
It's
a
a
break.
summer, I guess.
I have
yeah.
a break.
What do you study?
Well, I was like I have it like interrupt right now, but I was studying or am studying business administration.
Oh, okay. So what kind of job are you going to get? If let's say I know this is crazy, but let's say Dota doesn't work out.
Yeah.
What job would you want?
A job in actually I would want to have a job in this industry.
Yeah, me too. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Like a
it is.
caster?
Not as a caster, but
You say that with such a caster.
No, it's I'm not talking negative about it, but I would rather want to have a job that that would like have my creativity in it. Like I would
Team owner.
team owner.
Not a bad deal.
Nah.
Maybe marketing or something for a team.
Actually, in that direction I was aiming.
Yeah, that sounds good. But when you guys keep going 5-1 in groups, maybe you don't have to worry about that kind of thing. If you get that far in TI. Okay, well, you want to do some shout outs maybe at the end of the interview?
Shout out to my girlfriend who is actually here. I'm very happy about her support, and shout out to Fnatic and all our fans. Obviously, has been a great support. Like especially in the past 2 months, it was important for us to have these fans, and I'm very thankful.
All right, thank you.